to the Just Zo Show. I am your host, Just Zo, and I would like to let you guys know that this is the 11th episode. 11. And wow, like I said, I love doing this here. I love this. I feel like I'm finally doing my dream job, even though this is not a job at the moment. Well, not yet anyway. Hoping for it to become one in the near future, or hell, maybe later in the future. But still, I like what I do. I like this here. I like just talking to you guys and saying what's on my mind, saying how I feel. I hear a lot of people, well, I'm not going to say a lot, but a few people, family members and friends and things that are such that do listen to the podcast and they like what I'm doing, especially on the remixes. I did a couple, those, and they like how I did them. And, that's fine. I love music. Everybody know that. But if you have any suggestions for a remix or a mashup that you may like for me to try, just comment and let me know. And we'll go from there. Okay, people. We're going to talk about a past life of mine. Era that, I lived through. We're going to talk about going to jail, going to prison, and things of that such. Well, in my past life, late teens, early 20s, and things of that such, was called myself trying to be Mr. Dope Man, Back in the 90s, that was like the thing to do. Everybody was hustling and trying to be a hustler and things of that such. But the thing with that is the word hustle. We wasn't really comprehending that meaning. Meaning, that's supposed to be like something you do on the side. That's supposed to be like you already have a job, you already have a source of income, and this is just something extra to bring in some more income. But where a lot of us mess up at is we make our hustle our main source of income. And hustles don't always go great. They're not always up and up. You don't always win with hustles. I don't care who you are. But that's just the way a lot of us thought and continue to think. And, we need to stop thinking like that. We need to go back to being men and women and not just N's and B's. But I'm not here to talk about that. I was, like I was saying before, I was talking about my past life, prison life. Yeah, I did 4 and some change, close to 5 with the feds. And of course, it was for selling drugs out of state. A lot of times, that's what we do. We go out of state because what we can make for, let's just say $10 here, you can take that same thing and make $25, $30 off of it. So, you're gonna risk that long drive. It can be anywhere from 4 to 6 hours to maybe even 10 or 12. But you're going to go that route because when you get there, the prize is going to be great. But for the moment, it will be. You get there and get another surprise, and it's like, oh, wow, I should have stayed home. Well, it's too late for that. But along with that, I say that because I see a lot of cats coming home from there. And, a lot of them tend to wear it like it's a badge of honor, like they just came home from college or something. Yeah, I just did 6 years. I did 10 years. I did 12. And, that shit don't mean nothing, y'all. Excuse my language, but, sometimes you just got to let it be known. You got to express what you need to express. And that shit don't mean nothing. It means you missed however amount of time you did away from your family and friends, maybe even children. A lot of them, because a lot of them that go there does have children. So your child had to grow up to the age that they are now without you being there. And well, you only talking to them on the phone and not often. And, you just, it seems to me it's selfish because I listen to a lot of these so-called rap songs and, everybody want to be Mr. Dope, man. Everyone want to be the Al Pacino, the Scarface, but they more like Nino Brown because as soon as they get in trouble, they straight telling everything. And one of the first things about being a criminal, period, not just a drug dealer, is you shut the F up. When they say you got a right to remain silent, you need to do just that. But again, that's neither here nor there. They wear it as a badge of honor. And then, the people, I'm not even gonna lie, y'all ladies, treat them like that too. Like they just some ghetto superstar and you want to give them everything just because they looking good and all that stuff. Well, they're looking so good because when you go up in one of those places, you are provided 3 hots in the cot. That means no matter what, you're going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner and a bed to sleep in. So all you got to worry about is time. All you got to worry about is you. All you got to focus on is you. So, of course, you can work on yourself, work out, educate yourself, read more, join whatever religion you think you want to join, and you become more at one with self. And, you come out with a glow because you are out here amongst the world running ragged like everybody else trying to make some ends meet. You just in there chilling, just pretty much doing whatever it is you're doing. And that's why when they say institutionalize, a lot of guys come out here, they're not able to handle the pressures out here because you come out here, it's real now. Now you got to take care of you, them kids, whatever lady you may get, family, your mom, sisters, whoever, little brothers, baby, big brothers. I mean, thing is, you got to take care of people now. And they don't want to do that. They're not equipped for that because they're so used to everything being taken care of for them while they were in there. So they do something real stupid to go back to that kind of lifestyle so they can, just do them. But like I said, they do try to wear it like a badge of honor, and it's like, that's just so fucking stupid. Then, okay, I did my time was federal, straight feds. Like, and here's the thing, y'all. I never seen a kilo of cocaine ever in my life. I never held one, never seen one. I've seen them on TV. I've seen pictures of them. I even had an idiot send me a pic to a cell phone of that. And I'm like, is you crazy? Clown, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want to be in nobody's conspiracy. But I always thought to do Fed time, you have to be like a big drug dealer, like somebody up there, Because I definitely was not one of them guys, It was just me and I was just surviving pretty much, I would maybe get 2 ounces or maybe even 4, depending on what was going on at that moment, how quickly it'd go, and whatever it is I needed to take care of at home. Now, me and my brother, of course, we were always the team in a sense, when I started. Yes, he's older, so I learned pretty much a lot from him. Um, he handled more or less the finance part of that, and I was cool with that. And I dealt with the day-to-day basis, the whatever going on whenever we went out of town, and sometimes even a lot of times back at home. I was cool with that. You know, a lot of times everybody, again, like I said, these rap songs, everybody wants to be the man. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. If everybody in the group is the man, then who is, who's loyal to who? See, that's where they get a lot of stuff mixed up, because loyalty goes a long way in any kind of lifestyle, legal or illegal. And if you don't have any of that, well, you're going to have a bunch of chaos and confusion. But that was going on. And I didn't care about that. Everybody knew pretty much my brother was that guy. Okay, yeah. And, still didn't stop me from being me. And, I was simple, y'all. Like, I didn't need flashy clothes or cars or anything like that. I was just me. When I went shopping, I shopped for comfort first, because I wasn't no small guy. I was no big fat roly-poly either. I worked out a lot, so I was kind of big. And I had to make sure my clothes fit comfortably. I didn't like nothing tight on me. Only thing I like tight on me is a woman. I mean, we gonna just say that, right? Only thing I like tight on me was a woman. And I'm not just saying the so-called obvious parts that a lot of y'all probably thinking. I mean, hell, just the hug from her or whatever. That goes a long way. But let me get back to what I was saying. Now, the time I did was Fed time. And again, this is where the ignorance comes in at, because they're like, oh, you was at a country club. Fed time is more sweeter than state time. What the hell does sweeter mean? People get things so twisted. Time is time, y'all. Any time that you have to spend somewhere away from your family for however long, that's time. I don't care if it's 6 months to 60 years. Time is time. And whoever has to do that time has to do that time. And that's what I used to get into it with a lot of these so-called inmates or prisoners because of that. God done did 10 years. He probably got 2 more to go or whatever the case is. And he want to come and talk shit because a guy may only have 18 months to do and all this stuff. So first they want to try to come and intimidate you with that time. Oh, I did 10 years at this and that. I did 10 years at the prison over here. And, it's real rough over here. I'm at a country club now. And this and that and this. Well, you know what? Good for you. What, you want, a cookie? Because I'm not the reason you here. I ain't snitched on you. I don't even know you. So what is you trying to say? I done had to cuss a couple of dudes out about that. And it wouldn't even, the funny thing about it is, it wasn't even my beef. I would just get tired of hearing them say that shit. Like, okay, you did 10 years. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. What do you want? Because none of us is the reason that you're in here. So please shut up with that. But like I said, they try to use that as an intimidation to, want somebody to be scared because they did 10 years and they probably the biggest bitch on the compound. But because of the time they did, they tend to try to project that that's not who they are. Ah, man. And I'm telling you, it was horrible. And then, while they doing that, the guy who don't have a lot of time, he probably not going to respond back because he don't want no more time added on to his sentence. He don't want no more time added on to whatever little bit he got to do. So he let Mr. Big Mouth 10-year whoever say his say and all that other crazy stuff. But, I mean, a man is a man. And I'm going to just say that. Now, some of them may have been a little bit intimidated, but some of them, hey, they would knock your block off. And sometimes that ended up being the story. Oh, it was a fight over such and such, such and such. Okay, I can just imagine how that started. Yeah. And then, one of the biggest myths that people think when they mention prison, it's the so-called rape thing, the rape scenes and stuff. And, the big crazy looking inmate coming to rape you in the shower or in your cell or whatever. Nah, that wasn't happening. Now, maybe back in the 70s and 80s or whatever, back then, they might have been on that kind of time, depending on whichever one you went to. But the way that things are now, I'm going to say this one saying that I said it earlier, the evil that men do when they think no one is paying attention. Lord, that shit scared the hell out of me. And not that I was worried about any of them coming at me. I can handle myself. I was scared because some of them dudes, quite a few of them actually, didn't have a lot of time. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, or 18 months, or whatever the case is. And they was in there tearing them boys up. And what I mean by them boys, I mean those queer ones, those gay guys and all of that stuff. I mean, they was in there getting it on with them like they were women in the streets. Thank God. I never seen any of them in action. But I have seen them suckers kissing before, and I cussed their ass out. And I've seen them holding hands. I've seen them sitting with each other at the theater and things of that such. Just, wow. Well, I meant theater. I meant by TV, big-ass TV, and, whatever. Anyways, I seen them together often. And I'm just like, this don't make no damn sense. And the funny thing about that is, again, the so-called imagery and things that people think that they are, but it's not that way because the main guys that used to mess with those kind of people in there, those so-called rough and tough guys, like the guys that's always down to fight and do anything and whatever, the guy that, like, soon as something happens, you think of that person first because you know that they gonna get it popping. Yep, they gonna get it popping, all right. Because they was popping them boys in there. Oh, my goodness. They was horrible with that. I mean, just, man. Also, a lot of those athletic dudes, they could play any and every sport and, they were just great. Yeah, I can just probably imagine how great they were. You had a few of those so-called slick dudes, the so-called ones that thought they were players and this and that and la. Yeah, them too. Man, it was crazy in there, And the thing of it is, I used to think a lot of the guys, like when I was on the streets and some stuff that would happen, I'd be like, man, all the real dudes is locked up. These some suckers out here in the streets. Like, I hate these dudes out here. Yeah, I ate those words when I went in there because, oh my God, them dudes in there are fucking horrible. Like nobody a lot of them don't know how to think or lead for themselves. They got to join some kind of group or be along with somebody who they feel were strong enough, not just physically, but were strong mentally, things of that such. Like they needed somebody to have their back for them to do the nonsense that they did. And I always been a loner. That's just who I was. That's just who I am. And always was a weightlifter, so I used to lift a lot of weights in there and all that other stuff. And I would have a few of them so-called dudes trying to come right up under me, and I'm like, dog, I'm not that kind of person. Just, go on about your business, because that's not me. And they were just, I don't know, man. But just that whole experience is just something I probably needed to just let y'all know and just get off my chest, because this is not something that I talk about often. I'm not exactly proud of this chapter of my life, but it did happen. And I did experience things, I seen what I seen in there. But that's what happens. That's what happens. And then, like I said, I did close to 5 years. So the funny thing about that is coming home after a little bit of time and seeing how things have changed. And one of the first things that I went through, noticed or whatever, is when I went in in 1998. So pagers, people were using pagers. Do you have a cell phone? You remember you had to have that big ass backpack along with the phone, and the minutes were like, the amount for those minutes was horrible. Like, ooh-wee. You had to have some for show money to have you a damn cell phone. I come home and everybody got a cell phone. I'm like, what the hell happened here? Like, the cell phone? Nah, I don't know nothing about that. But, hey, technology and life, it goes on no matter what. That it kind of brings to mind something too. When I just said technology and life going on. All right, y'all know me. Pretty much everybody knows me and know who I am, man. My thing is, okay, everybody know I've recently lost my daughter not too long ago, right? It's funny because it's like when you lose a loved one and you're going through what you're going through, it's like you sitting there and you wondering, like, how can the world and everything else keep going when you just had this tragic, horrible thing happen to you? And it's like you feel like the whole world should just stop and be at a pause for a minute and try to let you get your bearings right, try to catch up with yourself and get yourself on track. But that's not how that works. And I know because I lost a few close relatives, and it took some time, still taking time, to be honest with you, But I had to say that because that's how I was feeling. That's how I am feeling. Like everything should be on pause and let me try to get my mourning out, but it's not coming out. I'm just still angry as hell. But I said something about that 2 episodes ago. So, but I did have to say that because I did bring that point up about, time not staying still for no one. But I just not thought about something. I asked the fellas before I came in here, what does trolling mean? And they were like, somebody who constantly waits for you to post something so they can try and come and start arguments with you and stuff. And I remember I had a so-called Facebook friend that did just that. And I never understood it because, first off, I don't even remember how the hell we ended up Facebook friends. Then secondly, some of the stuff wouldn't even be like facts. They would be theories. And he would want to come and argue with me over a damn theory. Want to, I guess, try to prove his intelligence or whatever to say. And I'm like, I know what it is. You see all these women on my page, but half of them are family. So you clowning yourself because you want to come and argue with, I never understood that. You want to come argue with me over something I posted on my page. You know, I mean, if you don't like it, just scroll on. You ain't got to push like, dislike. You ain't got to do nothing. You could just scroll on. But this cat constantly, I mean, like, just did that. And I'm like, man, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, finally, I just got tired of him and just X'd him and blocked him. Like, man, I can't keep doing this. Like, you know, you want to argue with me like I'm your girlfriend or something. Nigga, going somewhere. We not even about to do that. That's not happening. Not at all. People. They'll take you there if you let them. But the thing is, we can't. Because basically, y'all, my theme is all about love still. And it's not a lot of it being shown, especially in the world today. I think about that because I think about the music back in the day. Remember before all that, like everything was about love and some kind of understanding. Even if it was a bad breakup or something, it still was about love. And we had a lot of that back then. But we don't have that anymore. You know, the first thing a person does when they buy a new outfit or a new car, they say, oh, they gonna hate me for this. People don't even do stuff out of love no more. They do things out of hate. You want somebody to hate you for looking good or being successful or, you know, making improvements in your life. That doesn't make any sense to me. I could give a damn what somebody that don't like me thinks. I'm doing this because I want to and for the loved ones. And if they love it, I love it even more. Well, people, it's about that time. So before I go, you already know what I'm going to say. If there's anything that you like or disliked that I've mentioned, my apologies and thank you. I appreciate you very much. This is just Zo, reaching for the dough. Y'all have a good one. Peace.